about to give them what they want.
Go Beastmode, dude.
I don't think they're ready for this, though. Beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode.
What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. Chris Jones representing Pump Chasers. And fam, hold up. Y'all be sure to go to TigerFitness.com and get those Pump Chaser subs. Be sure to get that Cuts FTS. Fuck with the best. Best fat burner. Best thermogenic in the game. Come on. Don't be a lame. The hot topic going around in the natural bodybuilding community. So let me give you the quick rundown on this situation, okay? I'm gonna put the whole video that Brian posted in the description in case anybody happens to give a fuck. If you want to see the whole clip, I believe it's almost 30 minutes of him walking you through everything, showing you his voice recordings and shit. You want to see all that? Link to his video at the very bottom of the description. I'm gonna give you a quick gist of what's going on, okay? Brian DeCosta, a very popular natural bodybuilder in our community. He broke up with his girlfriend, Erin. She also has a large following as well. You might want to think of them as the, you know how they have Ken and Barbie? Think of them as maybe the Ken and Barbie of natural bodybuilding to some degree, okay? They break up out of nowhere, it seems. She posts these pictures. Now the pictures are down, but the damage is already done. Post these pictures and videos accusing Brian of the unthinkable. Apparently he's abusive, verbally and physically, right? Of course, her followers and some of his followers go to Brian's page with a bunch of shit. He has to disable his comments. Not only disable his comments, he makes a video almost 30 minutes long, like I just mentioned, almost 30 minutes long, giving his side of the story. And if you watch that video, assuming he's telling the truth, it looks like he was in a very toxic relationship, fought on both sides, okay? And Brian stands firm. He says, I did not assault her physically. Yes, we had our issues. Yes, I was verbally, calling her names and things like that. Some people call that verbally abusive. Yes, I called her names and things like that. But no, I did not physically assault her. And as you see from these clips I'm sharing with you, she has her own issues as well. Okay, now we're up to the same speed. I want to give my opinion on the situation, okay? I want to give my honest opinion on the situation. Greg Doucette did his video. I actually enjoyed it, but I want to give my own opinion on the situation. Now, as you guys notice, Brian DeCosta is show ready. But I've told you guys for years, I've been saying this for years, I get hoe ready. I don't give a damn about being show ready. You understand? You see, hoe ready, it's not about chasing hoes. It's not about chasing women. Hoe ready just means fortifying yourself. Being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. Get everything together. Get everything together. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. Get everything together. Because let me tell you this, my brothers. When you were truly at your best, and you know you're at your best, you're never without. I'm just going to leave it at that. When you're truly at your best and you know you're at your best, you're never without. So just stay hoe ready. Alright, so with that said, let me give you my take on the situation. I could give you guys at least 5 things that stuck out to me, but I'm going to give you 2. And I feel like this could be an opportunity to teach you guys, put you guys on some game, okay? Peep this game. If you watch the Brian DeCosta video, one thing that stood out to me, and I'm gonna give you two. One thing that stood out to me is this social media era we live in, fam. I mean, it might seem like it's been going on forever, but it's still relatively new. Social media is still relatively new if you want to compare it to radio and television and newspapers and books. Social media is still a relatively new thing. And you know, back in the day, when celebrities would go on radio stations, maybe TV shows, talk shows, they have somebody in their corner, in their ear. Media training. Media training. Remember, fam, the tongue is very powerful, but like it or not, the tongue is very powerful. The tongue has the power to speak life or death into your life. So having your investment, a lot of these people who have record deals, a lot of these people who have agents that do movies, whatever, they're an investment to somebody else. You might enjoy these people's content, you might enjoy their music, you might enjoy whatever, but to somebody else, they're still an investment. And they have publicists, they have people that coach them. So I noticed a lot of these, when a lot of influencers get into situations, instead of talking to their lawyer or their publicist or manager or somebody who understands energy in their ear, they get on camera and they overshare. And this example was a prime example of oversharing. I'm not going to dig too deep. Because I actually like Brian DeCosta. I'm not going to let you know all the shit I saw with my eye. I'm just going to give you an example. You can think for yourself, all right? So let's say, for an example, I have a homeboy I ain't seen in a minute, maybe a year plus. He comes out of nowhere, asks me for a loan. I'm like, what's going on? Everything okay? He said, I just got laid off 3 months ago and I'm 2 months behind my rent. I just got laid off 3 months ago and I'm 2 months behind my rent. Now he's just sharing, but my eye, it works on its own. I can't even help it. It's calculating. He's been out of work 3 months. He's 2 months behind. That lets me know, for the most part, he's a paycheck to paycheck guy. Why is he paycheck to paycheck? Is it because of poor money management? Or is it because he's at a job that doesn't pay him enough? He's at a job that barely pays him enough to get by. I don't know those answers yet. I'm sure I'll figure it out as I continue to listen. Just that split second of him sharing why he needs a loan already gave me indirect measurements. See, in the laws of physics, we have direct measurement and we have indirect measurement. Remember, all is mind, all is mental. We have metaphysics. So that's a metaphysical situation. He indirectly gave me more personal information about him, which is fine. I'm somebody he can trust. See, you can't confide in just anybody. You can't share personal, sensitive details with just anybody. Samson's story in the Bible already puts you on that game. You can't share personal details, sensitive details with just any old body, because everybody doesn't have good intentions for you. So the point I'm making here is this. I noticed a lot of saying much more than needed. In my opinion, Brian needed to speak his piece, because that woman accused him of the unthinkable. That woman accused him of the unthinkable, and he had every right to speak his piece. I just believe maybe if he was media coached, okay, somebody who knows the game, they could have given him a recipe, kind of like we create workout programs. They do this in politics, believe it or not. The presidential election is just the Super Bowl of politics. We politicking every day. We campaigning every day. So he should have had somebody behind the scenes working with that. Somebody who's wise, or maybe a lawyer, or maybe a publicist with experience, to cook up a way to explain himself without oversharing. Because let's just say a lot of indirect measurements were given to me that I cannot unsee. Let's just say, fam, sometimes you reveal to the world how you see yourself with your own words. Sometimes you reveal to the world how you see yourself when you revealed all the shit you've been put through and all the shit you willingly, notice I said willingly, allowed. You got to be careful who you open up to. Everybody ain't your fucking friends. So that's one lesson. I could give you 5, by the way. But that's one lesson. You know, if you're ever in a situation like this, try to give your side without oversharing. Just share what needs to be said. Okay? That's why it's called articulation. We literally paint pictures with our word. Articulation is a science. Remember, Leonardo told you, study the arts. Study the art of science. Study the science of art. Everything is connected. Having a cold mouthpiece is a gift. And if you don't have a cold mouthpiece, you better get you a friend that does. Because if you're in a situation like this, you're going to have to... You got to have your mental martial arts. So that's one. Be very mindful of oversharing online. And when you're oversharing in the real world with people, be very mindful of who you share sensitive information with. Everybody ain't your friend. Make sure you know this is a safe place to do sharing. If you're gonna share personal, sensitive information, be sure it's a safe place. And for the record, I get DMs all the time. I actually do one-on-one consultations all the time. Just know if you ever share personal information with me, it ain't going to the world. Sometimes we need people we can bounce our thoughts and ideas off of, period. And I've been that for a lot of people. Someone needs a safe place to ask questions. I try to be that for them. We can all use somebody we can bounce our thoughts and ideas off of, but just be very careful about oversharing to just any old body. You can't overshare to just any old body because you might make this mistake. You might make the mistake of giving that person the proper tools to use. The proper tools to use to create the perfect character. The perfect character that can come in and get whatever they want out of you. You better peep this game. Where's my shit at? The art of acting. Okay? Better peep this game. Acting's an art too. Acting didn't start on the stage. Only thing they did was make that a business. Acting is an art. There are so many people out here pretending to be somebody's friend. Pretending to be somebody's love of their life. Pretending to be this in order to extract what they need out of that person. Be very mindful about oversharing to the wrong people. Period. Now, number 2, again, I could give you 5. So apparently, Brian and Erin, they wanted to work this shit out. They paid for therapy. They went to couples therapy, which is kind of already a red flag. But we're not going to shame anybody for seeking professional help. If you have a situation that you really want to see work, try to utilize whatever you can to see if you can come together. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's still a red flag. So they go to therapy, and the therapist suggests a safe word. The therapist suggests a safe word.
She claims that I screamed F you to her. I did not do this. All I heard is her scream F you to me. So then I yelled it back at her. We started calling each other names. And this continued onto the ride home, despite us using a safe word that we had learned in therapy.
Apparently, their arguments are so crazy that they have to have a safe word. Let me give you an example. Let's say the safe word is pineapples.
That's why I use safety words. For those who do not know what safety words are words that you use to let a woman know that you're not comfortable with what's going on. My safety word is pineapples.
Right? And I'm arguing with my lady. We're arguing. She's mad. She's slamming shit, making all this noise. And I say, pineapples, pineapples. And she does this. She's crazy. Fuck you, pineapples. Like a robot, she just stop what she doing and shuts the fuck down. Now, I need you guys to comment below. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But when I think of a man and a woman coming together and they have a safe word, when I hear man, woman, safe word, the first thing that comes to my mind is some fucking going on. Excuse my French. Excuse my French. Again, people, please comment below and tell me if I'm wrong. When I think of a man and woman coming together, having a safe word, it's usually they're about to have sexual intercourse, about to do something out of the norm, like tie each other up, right? Maybe use tools, toys, bring that into the equation. Something along those lines. Something along those lines when there's some fucking going on and it's a little out of the ordinary. So we need a safe word to shut this shit down. Safe words are not for arguments in the car or arguments in the house. Safe words are for fucking. Therapist, red flag. Therapist suggesting safe words, 2 red flags. Well, anyway, fam, that's my take on it. Again, I could give you like 5 things I've noticed, backed by the numbers, but we're not gonna dig too deep. I just wanted to touch on the topic a little bit, throw my little 10 cents in, and I'm off to getting back to these clients. Also, fam, I have a transformation to share with you. Bam! Bam! That's my client right there, Hector. He lost 23 pounds in 13 weeks, and that can be you. I got a 20% off sale. Type in Halloween 20. This sale is good all week. If you ready to get right, you ready to get tight, you ready to get whole ready, come fuck with your boy. I'm gonna get you right. And if you guys ever have any questions, you already know I stay in my DMs for the fam. Well, anyway, don't forget to like my shit. Like my shit. You know I cook. Don't like my shit. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Thank you. Comment, subscribe. Holla back at your boy. We need a moment of silence before we fuck up these weights.